Welcome to ATU Live. I'm Keegan.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Mary, and we are your ATU Live co-hosts.
Thank you all for tuning in today. This is our 4th episode of our 6th season, where we're going to have some special guests on today to talk about Black History Month. I'm super excited for today, but first, we're going to go with Mary for the news.
Well, y'all, we have some super fun things going on around campus this week. First off, early registration for summer, fall, and winter 2023 begins Wednesday, March 1st, so make sure that you're getting your early registration done and out of the way. This Thursday, March 2nd, ATU's Symphonic and Concert Band is going to be performing at Witherspoon starting at 7:30 p.m. This Sunday, March 5th, the Symphonic Wind Ensemble will be having a concert at Witherspoon at 2:30 p.m. Don't forget that the early bird gets the room, so make sure that you log on to the housing portal and apply for housing as soon as possible so that you can get your preferred room selection. And finally, don't forget to listen to our keyword. We'll say it sometime throughout this episode. Once you know the keyword, you can go to our Instagram at ATUResLive, comment underneath our mini-sode post. So every week we have a mini-sode reel that goes up, kind of hinting at what the episode is going to be about. So you'll go and find that mini-sode post, comment the keyword underneath that post, and then you'll be entered into a drawing to win some super cool prize. I'm pretty sure this first one is going to be a gift card. So make sure that you're listening, make sure you're paying attention, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you so much, Mary. Well, first we have some guests joining us to discuss Black History Month. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Jay Thomas. I'm the historian for AASA. I'm a sophomore, a biomed major, and my favorite color is gold.
Hello, my name is Stefan Hall. I'm the president of Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the New Alpha chapter. I'm a senior. I'm majoring in emergency management, and I'm looking to graduate in the fall.
Yeah, awesome. So as y'all know, we're rounding up the Black History Month. So in the name Black History, what is that? What is Black History? Like, how would y'all define it?
Black history to me personally, first off, Black history is American history, so I feel like it's integral to all of us. For me personally, though, I've just recently started to, I guess, be more in touch with, my Black heritage. So for me, it means identity. It means, of course, education as well. It's just an integral part of my character. Just me, just Jay. So yeah.
Black history to me is history. Reason being, there's a lot of things that came from people of color, inventions, and so on and so on. So Black history to me is just history in itself. It means a lot to me. Reason being because I feel like I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be the person I am if there was no Black history. How I get into Black history is that I study people. So I'll take a person a day and then I just study them, look them up, figure things out. And by doing so, I figured out that there are more people that actually made things possible than we thought.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can definitely relate to that. I'm a social studies education major, so I'm a history teacher. But yeah, I can.
in history myself. So.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all both touched on the importance of Black history. So why is it important to celebrate Black History Month?
I feel like it's important to celebrate Black History Month because that's when people actually take time to research and find out about different people of people of color. It's not every day that you find out that there's hidden gems coming from people of color. Like, for instance, the stoplight was invented by a person of color. I mean, I can go on about different inventions that you would not know about. Laser eye surgery was invented by a Black woman, and so on and so on. Like, even on our ATU page that we do for Arkansas Alphas, on a daily we post somebody of color and what they're important for, why they're known, what they invented, or just what they did for the culture.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I'd basically have to agree with what he said. It's very, very important, and a lot of the stuff that we know and probably assume that was made by white people is actually made by people of color. So I just feel like, education is very important whenever it comes to that. But also I feel like studying Black history kind of opens the door to more conversations about people of color and their contribution to society. And so once you open that door, you can start having that conversation year round instead of just in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a lot of representation in general is very important. I noticed y'all mentioned a lot too, like women of color especially. I mean, that's just a minority of a minority there with women and gender. So both of those are very important. It's a very important month. So how do you guys personally celebrate Black History? I've seen some of the events going around. They've been awesome. But how do you guys, how do you all celebrate Black History? Go ahead.
Me personally, just again research. Try to find somebody different that impacted what's going on in this day and time. Teach somebody about something that's they didn't know about. Share knowledge, and just keep on moving forward to where people can find out that Black history is just history in its own.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Just educating people, I think making it engaging as well, because, Black history is really interesting. So pulling out that interest in people is really important. Of course, yeah, like you said, we're throwing like a bunch of events. They've all passed by now, but
Yeah.
we threw a whole bunch of events and they were really fun. I feel like a lot of people, learned some things that they probably didn't know. I've actually had a lot of people come up to me telling me that, some of the questions that we asked at, for instance, our Black History trivia, they were like, I did not know that. And I was like, well, I don't know. Time to do some more research. You can never do too much. So.
It doesn't just all get confined to 1 month.
Right, yeah. That's awesome. So, in honor of Black History Month, the key word for this episode is activism. Remember to go on our Instagram at ATUResLife and comment activism under our minisode post, our minisode reel for this episode to enter into a drawing to win a gift card or some kind of special prize. So, since our keyword is activism, what does activism mean to y'all?
So activism to me, I'd say one of the biggest fundamental characteristics of activism is probably integrity. Just doing things, we have a lot of performative activism. That's, a buzzword that kind of went around that I noticed a lot during, 2020 whenever the Black Lives Matter movement was like in its peak. And a lot of people like called each other out for, being performative. And I feel like a lot of people could use integrity, that, fundamental characteristic. And it's doing things, behind closed doors that people aren't seeing to support the cause. Like donating. I know protesting is also kind of performative, but, just having the courage and bravery to get out there and like share your voice, especially people who are like speaking publicly at the protests and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd say activism to me just means having a lot of integrity.
I agree with that. Also, activism to me means being true in any given point, especially when there's injustice going around. Reason being, as I studied a person, I just forgot his name that quick. Fred Hampton Sr. He was the leader of the Black Panther Party in Chicago, Illinois. And he talked about activism, but it was more so activism for or against oppression. So when I think about activism, it's about just doing the right thing no matter what's going on. Like you said, having integrity about what you're doing and just being true to it.
Yeah, well put. So, I know it's at the end of the month, and y'all have had multiple events, both y'all's, organizations and whatnot around campus. But how does your organization celebrate Black History Month, or how did y'all celebrate Black History Month? Would be a better question. Like, what all happened this month? Yeah.
Well, New Alpha chapter of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, we were very active this month. Not more so of stuff that we were doing, but just supporting. Different things that was going on around campus, like ASA, Zeta Phi Beta, and so on and so on. We were just more so helping and just propelling what they were trying to get going, the knowledge that they were trying to pass down, and just being a helping hand.
Yeah.
AASA at, I guess, close to the beginning of the month, we had a Black History game night. And so we had trivia, and we had an Uno tournament. just, to bring people together, and also educate, because we know that's very important. And ATU Diversity also had a barbershop talk. They have a natural hair care seminar, and I'm pretty sure there's like a couple other events that I'm forgetting, but
We're actually going to be able to go to the productive hairstyles lecture.
yes,
I think that's February 16th.
yes.
Yes, we're going to be able to go to that and learn a lot, so I'm excited.
Fun, yes, I'm excited too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just like hosting a bunch of events, getting active on campus, just, to educate.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Yeah, and have fun.
And just hang out with everybody. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So y'all both touched on several different inspiring Black individuals who have like been really influential. Who is your favorite Black leader or the person that has inspired you the most?
For me, this is actually a more recent one that I've kind of learned about. And I'll give you some context for why I learned about him. It's Carter G. Woodson, and I'm running the social media for AASA, and he was the first icon that we put for our Life and Legacy series. And I found him really inspiring just because, at a time, this was like, I'm pretty sure, early 1900s, so the civil rights movement hadn't happened yet. Like, it was still a very, like, I guess, dark time for Black people, if that's for lack of a better word. And so I feel like him at that stage was probably a lot, I don't want to say alone, but probably a lot more alone than somebody who was, in the civil rights movement. But just the impact that he had starting Black History Month in the early 1900s, I find it really inspiring because, like, he did that. Like, that's the reason why we have February to celebrate today. Because he took that leap and that bound and he just did it. He's just the man.
For me, the person I mentioned a little bit earlier is Fred Hampton Sr. Reason being is because when I started to learn about him, he stood for what was right no matter what was going on, but also he stood against oppression. But with standing against oppression, he did it in unity with people of color, Black, white, Asian, it didn't matter. As long as the people were fighting oppression, then they were all one. So being able to see that and figure out that, hey, at some point, in some time, everybody's gonna be fighting the same battle, and that everybody can come together and like unify and just be able to actually do things positive and do things the right way. So when I seen him doing that and actually did research about it, it was just empowering in a sense to where I feel like, okay, I can do that. I can help. I can give back to the community and just make something more of myself. So,
Yeah, really inspiring. So how can non-Black students be good allies to Black students?
Yes, first. I feel like non-Black students can be allies by just supporting, honestly. There's a lot that goes on that, honestly, they won't understand in the beginning. But even with not understanding, you can still be, what's the word for it? You can still care. You can still show that you care. You can still support as well.
Yeah.
Like empathetic.
Empathetic, yeah, great word for it. You used to be empathetic with it and just support the cause of what's going on. As long as it's positive and it's peaceful, I would say. But sometimes things can't be peaceful. When there's a saying that said, when you're preparing for peace, you got to prepare for war as well. So when you're doing that, just support us in the ways that we can, and not try to take over as well, because some things that are taken by people of color are taken differently by people of non-color.
Yeah.
And some things can be done by people of non-color that people of color can't do.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you could just support in a positive way and just hear our cries and be able to support and be empathetic, like that'll help.
Yeah, I have to agree. For me personally, emphasis on the don't take over, because I feel like a lot of the time, people who aren't Black, people who are not a POC, love to give their 2 cents on it whenever it really doesn't concern them. And I know that last month in January, we had a huge fiasco about that. Yeah, that's something we all know about. And so I just think, just leave the message to be communicated in the hands of Black people. Yeah, and like I said earlier, have a lot of integrity. Do things that people aren't going to like validate you on, like congratulate you on. Like you don't always have to.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of the bare minimum to, support your brothers and sisters of color. So yeah, just don't always expect, a pat on the back whenever you, uplift a Black voice.
If I could piggyback off of that, I actually have it was an act of kindness, I would say. But in the Olympics, I can't remember exactly what year, but it was a year that when 2 African Americans won first and second place, they got onto the podium and stood up, put a fist up for Black power and just Black empowerment. Those Black athletes are always known for, hey, they stood up, they took a stand, they did this, that, and third, blah, blah, blah. But what people don't know is that the other person that was on the podium with third place, he was a person of non-color. He ran with the gloves that the people had that they were holding their hand up with. He was just being supportive. Like, he heard them saying that they wanted to do something empowering, but they didn't have any gloves to actually do the Black Power hand gesture with. So he just supported them. And through supporting them, he was stripped of his medal when he went back home. His family disowned him and so on and so on. But even through all that, he stood true to what was going on because he knew it was right.
Yeah.
And after so long, his offsprings were giving his medals back, and then they apologized and so forth.
Wow. That gave me chills.
Yeah, but that was just the support that he gave, and that's why I feel like people of non-color can do just support, even when it's gonna come with backlash, because it was right. But that one thing, like I said, a lot of people don't know, but it was a powerful movement to show that there can be unity and stuff be done.
Yeah, look at examples like that as well.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Don't only support when it's convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've learned a lot today from having y'all on,
Yeah.
and we really appreciate having y'all on. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience?
Happy Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been a good month. That's all I got, really.
Again, yeah, happy Black History Month. Stay positive and be resilient in different times. It doesn't have to be dealing with Black History Month. It could be with your own personal endeavors. Just stay positive. Just keep on going. Keep your head down, and then just keep on trucking. You never know what'll come out of it.
Yeah. Great
And
ending,
Black
yeah.
History Month, Black history is American history, and every month is Black History Month.
Period.
Nice. That's a great.
Yes.
They closed it up for me, but yeah. Again, thank you all for being on here. It was a great conversation. Everything. I gotta go listen to it back just to write down some names to look into. But it was awesome. I mean, we've had a great time. So now we'll get Mary back on here for our game. But yeah, thank you all so much for being on.
Thank you. for
Thank
having us.
you.
What's up, everybody? It's Emily here with a very special guest to discuss textured hair. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Paris, and I'm a freshman, and I major in rehab science, and I'm from North Little Rock. And I asked for this program, program to be created or started, so that way I can educate other people who go to take about natural hair and how to do it, and what styles they can do by themselves while they're at school.
That's awesome. So why is it important to talk about taking care of textured hair and educating people about it?
A lot of us, I know a lot of us, Black people here at Tech or anywhere else who do not know how to do their hair or have to pay someone else to do it. And I think it's important for us to learn how to do our own hair to save money and to, honestly, it's actually, it's fun to know how to do your own hair. I love to do my own hair. And it creates a community, honestly, because you can be like, oh, I know how to do this and I can help you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's super fun. I love doing, I mean, even, it kind of ties into doing your own makeup or doing your own nails. It's just fun to do. Absolutely. So you talked about how that affects you here at Arkansas Tech University. Arkansas Tech University is a PWI, predominantly white institution. How do you feel like that affects education about textured hair, or like how that just affects your life?
I don't think it's really affecting me much because I tend to do my own hair a lot, but other people probably.
You're fine.
But when I see other people walking around, I know I'm sorry, but I don't know if other people are. But like, we can get away with not doing our hair at a PWI, but we still have to be presentable enough. So if you come into the room with other black people, you're getting judged. So I think it's important to just know what you can and can't do. But I don't know how it's affected other people because I'm not in that position.
Yeah.
I've always known how to do my hair, so I just want to share with other people.
That's awesome. Who taught you how to do your hair?
My mom. So she was a hairstylist. She worked in a salon, and I learned from her very young. So I've been doing my own hair in terms of like braiding and other stuff since I was 12.
That's awesome. Absolutely. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audiences, or anything else that you would like to plug or say?
I'm not a professional. Not at all.
There you go.
Not a professional. Not a professional.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Paris, and we will see you later.
The event was super fun. I feel like we all learned a lot, and we all learned a lot from this episode and from our awesome guests.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting month, a fun month, and yeah, we definitely learned a lot. So,
Yeah, it looked like so much fun. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to pay attention to that keyword. Go comment on our mini-sode post, and we will see you guys next week to talk about Women's Month. International or national?
International.
International Women's Month. See you guys later. Bye.